Now, hi, how's it going? Nice to have you here. Look at this impressive piece of meat. It's big, it's bountiful, it looks impressive, but we don't know for sure if it is impressive. It could be dry, it could be overcooked, no matter what. And you can't always judge something from the outside. Like when you see a couple who is super happy, all the romantic selfies and the matching sweaters and the beautiful vacations, but you have no idea what things look like on the inside. I'm Krista, the relationship chef, and I'm here to talk to you about substance versus appearance. You see couples and they've got this wonderful looking relationship that everything just seems perfect, and you think, oh, I want something like that. But upon closer inspection, you might find that things are not always as they appear. They may be impressive from the outside, but they're not so impressive on the inside. People can put on a brave face. You've seen it not just with people, restaurants too. There's all these pictures of all this wonderful food and they describe it and then you get it and it's kind of, right? There's not much substance to it. And that's what I'm talking about with relationships. If you want to have that appearance of, hey, we've got this amazing, fantastic, fabulous relationship, then you've got to put your money where your mouth is and follow it up with some substance. If you go to some beautiful place for vacation, I talked about this before, make sure you're actually having that romantic vacation. And if you want your relationship to match the outward appearance, then it takes effort to do that. It takes time invested in each other. Don't just say, oh, look, my husband, he's so gorgeous and handsome, but you secretly hate him. Don't say, oh, my wife, she's just the most amazing mom in the world. Deep down inside, you're thinking, why does she never cook any food that I like? It could be a dozen different things that are going to give the illusion of spectacular, but in actual fact, it's really nothing special. So if you want to have that relationship that is as amazing on the outside as it is on the inside, then stop for a minute and think, what makes an amazing relationship? When I look at another couple, what makes me think, oh, their relationship is so amazing, I want that? Because you can have it. If you see somebody having a wonderful relationship, you can have that relationship. It's just a matter of being transparent with your partner, about talking about what you want, about maybe even about having boundaries. But you can have the relationship that you want. It doesn't have to be just a piece of meat that looks good. There can be so much more to that. And so I want to encourage you to think about what makes a great relationship for you. What do you see when you see other couples that you think is lacking in your relationship? Write it down, talk to it about it with your partner. It's a huge thing. But say, I always see these people. And by the way, I'm going to give the caveat that it has to be people who actually are happy, right? Not the pretend, Barbie, oh, everything's wonderful. You want people who really have an amazing relationship. That's something that people say to me a lot. People that we know say, you and Billy have this wonderful relationship and you seem so happy together, and we are. It's conflict free because we have learned that compromise is an important part of a relationship. And I don't mean sacrificing who you are or the things that you care about, but it does mean that sometimes we're going to go four-wheeling instead of going to a five-star restaurant. And the bottom of it is that we're always happy to be together no matter what we're doing. And so it works for us. But you have to know what works for you, and you have to see things in other people's relationships and not envy what they have, but appreciate what you have and make what you have your own. Because it might look like an impressive piece of meat, it just comes down to little chunks of meat that really are not as impressive. If I show you my pork chop, it's a lovely pork chop. It doesn't have the impact of that big piece of meat that I throw down on the counter. So remember that sometimes people are just throwing down a big piece of meat on the counter when in actual fact, they just have pork chops every day. If you want to have something that's impressive, the first thing is that it has to be impressive to you. Doesn't matter what anybody else says, doesn't matter people on the outside looking in. It has to be impressive to you. It has to be what you want. It has to be what lights you up. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you want that impressive and fulfilling relationship, then you have to add the spice and the seasonings and, all the different ingredients to make it beautiful. You have to simmer it slowly, turn up the heat and seal in the juices, not just go through the motions of having something amazing. You and your partner, when people say you only need one of you to make your relationship great, that is bullshit. Please do not listen to those people. Some of those people will charge you $15,000 to tell you you have to work on yourself or whatever, right? Don't listen to those people. You want to have a happy and fulfilling relationship, and one that's beautiful and it lights you up and it's really impressive. Both of you have to be part of it. Both of you have to be on board. Otherwise, it's one-sided, and one-sided is never going to be good. And you can teach your partner to share with you, to want to be a part of making something better. You have to teach your partner a little bit about partnership, about compromise, about meeting each other in the middle and sharing goals and ideas and plans. But both of you have to be on board. Remember, just because something looks impressive doesn't mean that it is. It could just be a little pork chop when it's pretending to be a big chunk of meat. So whatever yours is, own it. Be that best partner you can be by helping them along. Both of you have this life of fulfillment, something that's truly impressive by your standards, not anybody else's. When you do that, you will find that everything falls into place. And you want to share a little bit more of that? Then I would highly recommend coming into Chef's Kiss, which is my date night culinary experience. It is a group, a community that's part social club, part cooking classes, part flirty rituals and fun tips to help create a beautiful relationship. $97 for founding membership right now. That's $97 for life. The value in there already well exceeds $97, and it's going to get exponentially higher as I start doing more cooking classes every month. So I'll drop the link in the comments below, but by all means, I would love to have you in Chef's Kiss, and it's the perfect couples social club cooking area. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can catch lots of different tips as they come up, because I'll be making videos and talking to you about relationships every day. All right. Thanks for coming. I'll see you soon. Like, subscribe, and Chef's Kiss is in the comments.